Good evening, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this evening, Trelawney taxi operator charged in fatal hit and run. A taxi operator has been charged in connection with a hit and run that claimed the life of a landscaper from Blackwin D-side in Trelawney. The incident occurred on March 15, 2025. The victim is 61-year-old Balford Green, also known as Louis. The accused, 49-year-old Keon Williams of Bounty Hall in the parish, was charged with causing death by dangerous driving after surrendering to the Trelawney police in the presence of his attorney on Monday. According to police reports, around 7 p.m. on Saturday, Green was walking on the left side of a section of the Hammersmith roadway when he was struck by a vehicle. He sustained multiple injuries and was rushed to the Falmouth Public General Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Williams is scheduled to appear in court at a later date. Minto released from hospital, pickup driver charged. Head of the St. Elizabeth Police, Superintendent Coleridge Minto, has been released from hospital 4 days after he was involved in a two-vehicle crash in Newmarket in the parish. Last Thursday, between 4:30 and 5 p.m., Minto was traveling in an unmarked service vehicle, a Mitsubishi Pajero, on the Jacksgate Main Road in Newmarket when a Nissan pickup crashed into the front of the SUV. The cop was first admitted to the Black River Hospital before being transferred to the University Hospital of the West Indies. He was released from hospital on Monday after undergoing several tests and remains on sick leave. A source confirmed that the driver of the Nissan pickup, Dwight Parchment, a resident of Myersville District in St. Elizabeth, has been charged with careless driving resulting in a collision and is to appear in court on April 11 in Santa Cruz. British man murdered in Belgrade Heights, St. Andrew. The St. Andrew North police are searching for assailants who shot and killed a British man at a house in Belgrade Heights early Tuesday morning. The deceased has been identified as 42-year-old Nicholas Collins, who lived in the community. Reports are that about 12:03 explosions were heard at the premises and the police were summoned. Collins was found inside the house with gunshot wounds to his upper body. He was assisted to the Kingston Public Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. The Constant Spring Criminal Investigation Branch is probing the matter. 77-year-old Clarendon farmer gunned down while tending to his cattle. A 77-year-old farmer was shot and killed while attending to his cattle in Sandy Bay, Clarendon on Monday. The deceased has been identified as Noel Miles. Reports are that around 7 a.m., Miles was tending to his livestock in an open lot in Sandy Bay when explosions were heard. Residents summoned the police. The senior citizen was found suffering from gunshot wounds. He was assisted to the Mapen Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. No motive has been established in the murder of Miles. The Mapen Criminal Investigation Branch is probing the matter. Mario Deane did not cooperate with the police on his address, witness tells a court. Corporal Orville Williams, the police officer testifying at the trial of 3 cops in the 2014 beating death of Mario Deane, today admitted that he left Deane in custody while hoping the 31-year-old construction worker would become more cooperative with the police. Williams made the admission while responding to questions from defense attorney Martin Thomas in the Westmoreland Circuit Court this morning during the 7th day of the trial of Corporal Elaine Stewart and the constables Juliana Cleavon and Marlon Grant. Continuing his cross-examination testimony from Thursday, March 13, Williams told the court that he wrote the word bail next to Deane's name while processing him when Deane was brought into custody at the Barnett Street Police Station in Montego Bay, St. James, for possession of a ganja spliff on August 3, 2014. However, he said he drew a line through the word when Deane refused to cooperate with the police regarding his address. By placing him on the bench, was there any hope on your part that Mr. Deane would have cooperated with the police and then been let out on bail, asked Attorney Thomas. Yes, sir, Williams replied. Williams had previously testified that Deane could have been bailed on his own surety based on the nature of the ganja possession charge, but that he required a surety to bail him because he could not provide the police with proper directions to his address. Stewart, Cleveland, and Grant are charged with manslaughter, misconduct in a public office, and taking steps to pervert the course of justice under allegations that they were on duty at the Barnett Street Police Station lockup on August 3, 2014, when Deane was beaten while in custody. Deane died in the hospital 3 days later. It is also alleged that Stewart, the senior officer on duty, ordered the cleaning of the cell where the beating took place before investigators from the Independent Commission of Investigations arrived. Hauling truck drivers in St. James protest the hefty traffic tickets. A group of haulage truck drivers on Monday protested across from the Freeport police station in Montego Bay, St. James, accusing the police of being heavy-handed in issuing $50,000 traffic tickets when they transported building materials such as steel and pipes. For over 3 decades, veteran trucker Chester Bulgin has been in the business of transporting steel and other goods from a hardware in Montego Bay, but he says the latest crackdown by law enforcement is threatening his livelihood. "We're charging $10,000 to transport steel," he explained. "Now I got a ticket for $50,000 while working. The police are walking around with measuring tapes, checking how far the steel extends off the truck. It wasn't that much, but they told me it was over 30 centimeters. That's less than 12 inches, much less than 6 inches. And they are saying we can't transport steel like that. How can we do our job?" Bulgin lamented to the news. Bulgin, like many other truckers, is frustrated with the sudden enforcement of the law. Since January, the police have been implementing the Road Traffic Act 2018 and the Road Traffic Regulations 2022, which officially took effect on February 1, 2023. According to the new regulations, any load projecting more than 30 centimeters beyond the rear of a vehicle must have proper warning devices such as red flags, red cloth, or reflective materials. If the vehicle is traveling at night, white lights must be fitted at the front of the load and red reflectors or red lamps at the rear. Failure to meet these requirements results in a $50,000 fine. With several truckers already ticketed, they have decided to challenge the fines rather than pay them. When questioned, Sergeant Sean Allen of the Traffic Department acknowledged that the issue is largely a misunderstanding regarding how and when the fines are applied. The regulations speak to time, Allen explained. If you are carrying a load that extends a certain distance beyond the truck at night, there must be reflectors, lights, or some other warning signal to indicate to motorists behind you. During the day, you need a red flag or another reflective marker. While some truckers claim they were still ticketed despite using red flags, Allen suggested that they may not have been meeting the exact legal specifications outlined in the Road Traffic Act. It's more of a misunderstanding on the part of the police, though, he emphasized. Senior Superintendent Aaron Samuels, who leads the St. James Police, reassured the truckers that the police are open to discussions to clarify the regulations and work towards a resolution. "We recognize that these operators play an important role in the development of St. James. If necessary, we are prepared to meet with them to ensure they are fully informed about all safety requirements," he stated. He also highlighted the growing concern over road safety in the parish. Thank you everyone for watching. See you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for another news update.